welcome to Attack of Opportunity. Today we're talking about goblins.
Yes, today we're going to have our very own Goblinoid expert, one Dr. Monsalve. He's a he's a leading professor in Goblin. Sir, please, I'm trying to introduce you. Oh, sir, sir, please,
I'm sorry.
Please, sir, you came into my show. This is my show, sir. Okay, sir, we're going to have to ask. We're going to have to ask you. Okay. I'm going to mute your mic for right now. Hold on. I'm just going to mute your, sir. I'm just going to mute your mic. Anyways, he's a leading expert in goblinology. Okay, Dr. Monsalve. Is there anything you'd like to say? I'm going to unmute your mic now.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, doctor. Goblins are very tiny.
I'm not a doctor, but I'm still very honored. I'm just a DJ.
Right, get that stupid shit out of our system. We're here for serious business, Andrew.
Yeah, we're going to talk about goblins. It's very serious.
All right, I'm gonna try to do an actual intro.
Oh, that wasn't an intro?
Nah, fuck it. That'll be the intro. Nobody listens to us anyways.
Yeah,
Today we're talking about goblins and goblinoids. Woo!
Yay!
But before we do that, Andrew, what are you drinking today?
Today, I am drinking a good old-fashioned Schoferhofer.
Yes, the grapefruit one?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, the pear one.
They do. Okay, they don't have a pear one, but they have a grenadine one.
Ooh, they do, really?
It's actually not as good. The grapefruit one is better. I'm drinking mead.
Is that one of those British ones that you showed me?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so get this. We went into town Saturday because Teresa wanted to get Halloween decorations. No shit, bought $700 worth of Halloween decorations. I'm not even kidding.
Shit.
That's not an exaggeration.
Well, to be fair, it's your new house, so you have.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she went all out. So first we go to where the old Toys R Us was by the mall, because that's where the Spirit was last year. It's like, okay, it's going to be there. Nope. They have a sign saying, oh, we moved to blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, hey, while we're here at the mall, there's a Blind Tiger that just opened up where Starbucks used to be. Let's go there. Went there. They're not open yet because of COVID. and then so we finally we found the Spirit. And then on the way home, I was like, oh, shit, I was supposed to go to Total Wine. So that's 3 for 3 on things that I fucked up on not doing.
Wow, Andrew.
And that's why I have a Schoferhofer with 2.5 alcohol. 2.5 alcohol.
It's mostly juice, man.
Yeah, this is like a fucking kombucha.
Well, it's okay because mine is only 4% alcohol. I am drinking a Gosnells of London. Draft mead. Only pink mead. We brew with hibiscus flower for a fruity tart note. And did we say it's pink? Yes, you did say it's pink.
The Gosnells.
Gosnells is sparkling, delicate, and light. Perfect for any occasion, and it's a natural because it's made from...
No, you gotta say it in a proper accent. You gotta say it in a proper British accent. It's delicate and light, it
is. Andrew.
Perfect for any occasion.
Right? That's racist, okay?
No, it's not. That's not racist.
Super racist.
There are people that fucking talk like that.
There's people in the United Kingdom that listen to us, guys. If you one of these
people here that talk like that.
If you are offended by that, let me know and I'll punch Andrew in the face. I even record it and put it on Facebook.
I have some oil? God bless us, everyone.
Actually, this is a lot sweeter than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if I like
it.
No. It's like...
It looks like red wine, though.
It is really red. Maybe it was that sip I had. Anyways, so, goblins, Andrew. What do you know about them?
Actually, 4% for a meat is pretty low.
It is. These are like, all of them were pretty low. I'm trying to get in topic here, Andrew, okay?
Fucking Brits don't know how to make a proper mead.
And
You got to get that Slavic water bottle style. The Gothic mead. Anyways.
Remember that one time I promised you I was going to make mead?
Yeah, and then exactly 4 hours later, you shot that promise down.
Listen, once I have this space, I'll do it. But right now, what the fuck am I going to put on?
I'm holding you to that. I am holding you to that, my friend.
Please do. Because I told Chris, I was like, look, I paid $10 for these 4 cans. I could have made like a gallon of it for like the same price.
You really can. And like, what's it? We were talking about like, oh, why don't you make your own beer? I'm like, because usually you can make a really good batch of beer one time.
Yeah. Not with meat though. All you need is honey.
The only problem with making your own beer is that you have to clean that kit before you use it again. I mean, it needs to be cleaner than when you got it. Anyways, let's get back on topic because I know the majority of our fan base, the one person doesn't like us talking about beer for half an hour. So
the majority of our fan base. Hi, Heather.
Hey.
Listen, bro, we have people from the United Kingdom clicking on our freaking link. I don't know how or why, but they do.
Are you sure those aren't like Russian bots?
It could be, something? But I like to think that they're fancy people in Britain, just kind of like listening to us talk about goblins.
Oh, Jerry, it's all going on.
Andrew, stop!
Got a new episode. It does. I wonder what they're talking about. Oh, cool, blind, but you're making fun of me accent. Went a little Australia there at the end.
Yeah, you did. That's okay. That's why we're terrible DMs.
Well, I mean, all Australians are just like prisoner British people, so it's fine.
It's true. It's very true.
Did you know there's only one city in the entirety of Australia that wasn't found by prisoners?
Really?
Yeah. That's because it was found by a prisoner. I'm being dead serious when I say that. I'm not making that up.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're not here to talk about history, even though I would like to talk about history one day.
Maybe one day. Maybe when we've scraped the bottom of the barrel and what's underneath the bottom of the barrel.
Damn it, Andrew. We're talking about goblins. Get back on topic.
Okay, sorry. Let's get back on topic.
Goblins. Everybody knows them. Everybody hates them. And everybody loves them.
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask, what is your affinity with goblins? Because, hold on. I'm just going to say, should we say that we're starting a series on monsters?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. We're starting a series on monsters.
Oh, no, it's out there. Now we have to do it.
Ah, shit. Yeah. Anyways.
This one's, however, is going to be a little bit more trickled through other episodes. It's not going to be like monster after monster after monster.
Yeah, it's gonna be like as it comes to us, we'll talk about it. We're not gonna force ourselves through it like the class one. Anyways, excuse me. That's one. Start the counter.
I already had 2, man. I'm way ahead of you.
Yes, that still counts as one. That's like the 30-second long burp. Anyways, So we were like, let's talk about monsters, and we kind of came up with a list of monsters, and the first one for both of us was goblins. Now, why? I see you feverishly nodding your head when I said that. You got all excited. What is your affinity with goblins? Because for some reason you seem to like goblins a lot more than I do.
Because they're like the staple level 1 first encounter, first fight with every player has experienced at some point, no matter at which edition of D&D you jumped into. For me it was 5e, and like the starter set, the first thing you do is go into a goblin cave and you do the goblins. And me as a DM, I have a lot of fun doing the voices for goblins. Like that little like high pitch annoying voice that everybody does. And then we jump to Storm King's Thunder, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see how this starts. Well, guess how it starts? Goblins.
Well, I mean, they can't throw giants at you at level 1, so
that's true. But you read the cover at the back of the book, and it's like, oh, epic adventure. The ordering has been broken. It's up to you to put it back together. Goblins. All right, so level 1, the town is overrun by goblins.
it comes to a point where goblins are just oversized rats.
Pretty much.
It's like, oh, we got an infestation of goblins, and you open the pantry, like, like you see like beady little red eyes and stuff like that.
But they're cool, man. Like, okay, so for Storm King's Thunder, and this is like one of my favorite moments of D&D. You go to the town, I think it was called Nightstone, and there's like, essentially everybody ran out of town because they were attacked by something, and then the adventurers get there and they fight goblins, right?
Okay.
But my party was like, hey, what's the name of this goblin? And I'm like, I'm Beto. No, I actually gave him an actual name.
No. I'm just like, hey, what's the name of this goblin? Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Bubbly. Anyways.
Goblin number 4. That's the name of this goblin.
Anyways, they got some information out of him or whatever. And then they were about to kill it. And the cleric's like, no. I give him a gold coin. And, goblins are attracted to essentially shiny things and things of power. Mm-hmm. And the cleric was like, hey, if you carry my stuff, I will teach you the ways of the clerics, right? And I rolled for charisma and whatever. And then this goblin named Beto made it through the whole fucking adventure. At some point, I actually I expanded him into an actual character so they can be run properly, because he technically leveled up into a cleric, and he had like an oversized armor set, and he had like basic spells, and he made it all the way through. And like there were moments where my player's like, okay, Beto's gonna do this, and I'm like, oh, that's really dangerous. He might die, and the tension has never been higher. Like another player would have done the same thing, and they're like, "Oh, he'll probably die. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter."
Yeah.
But when Beto did it, they were so attached to that freaking goblin.
Heaven forbid their imaginary pet tries to do the same.
One of the players even did artwork for Beto. Oh, the other thing is that Beto also had a chicken with him, and the thing that in the beginning, before he got like actually like strong enough to keep up with the party, they will use him as bait. It started as they will use him as bait, but Beto was not stupid. He will use the chicken as bait instead. And that's how he kept surviving. So for me, I don't...
Did the chicken survive too?
I think it did up to no, it didn't all the way through. At one point, it actually died. Yeah.
No chickens were harmed in the making of this campaign.
Only imaginary chickens.
Yeah, well,
But I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm so like, because I think even Tomb of Annihilation had goblins towards the beginning of it. I don't think they actually encounter the goblins, but there were goblins in the jungle. I think Waterdeep and Avernus are the first ones that I run that don't have goblins in the beginning.
Waterdeep had goblins in it. Because remember we went to that Xanathar's Guild thing and there was a goblin? And then we gave him a job at the awning portal.
That's right. And I think that's the thing I like about goblins, because it leads to, for some reason, players just love to like adopt goblins. Any other monsters wouldn't be a problem. But if there's one goblin and he looks scared, they'll be like, listen, do you want a job? Hey, listen, do you want to carry my stuff? Hey, what if you tag along? And because I'm the nice DM, I'm always like, yeah, he'll tag along, and we use him every now and then. But goblins are any other low-level monster, they just kill them, no problem. But when it comes to freaking goblins, well, they always seem to want to like help them, or like after they murder their whole family and friends.
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, one, because I saw the artwork for Beto, and it's like a very stereotypical like little tiny guy with green pointy ears and stuff like that. However, if you look in the artwork for the monster manual, significantly less friendly. I don't think people would be wanting to befriend that.
Maybe it's the way I describe him. I don't know.
Well, I mean, because you say goblin and it conjures up an image of like a little like impish guy going like, yeah. Stuff like that. Like not really threatening, more or less a nuisance than it is a threat. But also, it even describes it in the book that they're lazy and like not very good at their job. So it already kind of opens up like the possibilities of like comic relief.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's what they do best. They're just comic relief, really.
Like if I ever have goblin guards, one of them's always sleeping, and, and the other one's like cleaning his nails with a knife or something like that. Like just like the absolute worst at what they're supposed to be doing.
But let me ask you this: why are goblins a threat at first level if they're so lazy and so bad at their job?
Goblins are a threat because even though they are lazy, if they get the jump on you, they can put some hurt on you.
Yeah.
Because the very beginning of Lost Mines of Phandelver begins with a goblin ambush. And when I ran it, it was almost a TPK. Because, I mean, they had advantage because they were hiding, which goblins have pretty good stealth, especially for level 1. I think it's like a +6 or some crap. So yeah, it's like it's a level 1 party. That's really good. And their ranged attack. Their range attack is actually about the same as their range attack is the same as their melee attack. So it's really so they're the same threat up close as they are far away.
Yeah,
so,
and they have numbers. That's really what makes them into a threat.
A goblin is never alone. It's like a cockroach. For every one goblin you see, there's 100 you don't.
Pretty much.
And it's they are definitely one of those monsters. Well, just like any monster, you know, if you put 4 goblins against 4 level 1 players, because that's kind of their CR 1/4, so that's like a balance encounter, and you put them on a flat plane, then yeah, the players are gonna wipe the board with them.
Right.
But you factor in terrain, cover, that kind of thing. In the hands of a DM that like knows war tactics and guerrilla tactics, a goblins can be a very effective enemy against level 1.
If you run them smartly, they can be very deadly.
Oh yeah. Even though the book is like, no, they use traps to capture, not to kill.
Yeah.
My goblins don't.
Yeah, and they have a tendency to have rats and wolves around.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to they train them to be companions, and I guess they see a reflection on themselves because they hunt in pack.
Yeah, pack strength. Well, not only do they have wolves, but they ride wolves and wargs, not wargs, wargs as mounts. Which,
yeah,
wargs are not the toughest enemy, but couple that with a bunch of goblins, and you got a pretty tough situation there. Which also reminds me of the I want to say it might be in Mordecai, it might be in Volos actually, but there's an ogre that is called what's it called? It's called not a ballista. Anyways, but there's an ogre that has like a tiny tower on its back. And in that tower is 4 goblins with bows and arrows. And let me tell you, because in that tower they get 3/4 coverage, which means that's a +3 to AC, so they have like an 18 AC. Those 4 goblins are going to be like a huge pain in your ass, like to the point that the ogre is not even like, okay, yeah, the ogre's fine, but the goblins are going to be the problem here.
Gotta take down them goblins.
Yeah, exactly.
But goblins are not tactical mind at all. Like their thing is chaos. They go fast. They just do whatever they can do to create chaos. If they start winning, they start gloating. They start like doing little dances. They're full chaotic. They don't care. They have nobody. The only thing they respect is somebody stronger than them.
Yeah.
Or by somebody I mean like a goblin stronger than them. Or bugbears.
Which
or hobgoblins.
Well, we'll get the hobgoblins in a bit, because that's like bugbears are just essentially a bigger goblin, and hobgoblins are like a whole diametric shift.
Yeah. Now, do you know the history behind goblins? Because I don't. Because I understand, like, goblins is such a classic. It's essentially, I'm assuming it derives from the orc. It's like a very tiny, fun orc. But where the hell does the bugbear come from? Why is it called a bugbear, not a bug hoblin?
Let's look it up. I'm pretty sure it's like some like ancient like Celtic. Oh, it stands for bugbear, which means furry elf.
And for what I understand, Bugbears are the chaotic evil of the family. They know tactics. They love pain, and they love breaking ranks. What?
No, it's just I got a little notice. McAfee's like, "Are you sure you don't want to install our bloatware?" Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Why do you have McAfee?
I don't. I just let it run out. Anyways, so bugbears, the etymology of it, it stems from the middle word buge, B-U-G-G-E, which means frightening thing, or perhaps the old Welsh word, it's literally B-W-G, bwig, which means evil spirit or goblin, or the old Scots word bogil, which means goblin.
But what does goblin mean?
Okay.
What is a goblin? What is?
What aren't goblins? Okay, let's see. Oh,
yeah, so while you look at that, I'm gonna start talking a little bit. The bugbears are a little bit more organized than the goblins. They're definitely stronger than the goblins, and they love ambush tactics. These guys, while you have the goblins who's kind of like creating chaos all over the place, these guys are like creeping around the party, and they're like trying to find the best method of attack. If it's like jumping from above, sneaking through the shadows, whatever it is, these guys could wipe out a level 3 party, no problem.
Yes. I mean, used effectively. I mean, like I said.
Oh, Andrew! No, I need you for more episodes.
Like as I start coughing, the Sarah McLachlan music like starts like getting louder.
Even though they can't see it, there is a 1991 to or 1992.
Yeah, there's a fade out. No, it's 1991.
1991 to like 2020.
19 question mark until 2020. Anyway, okay, so the word goblin is believed to come from the Latin word gobalus or cabalus, which means rogue, knave, or imp.
Ah,
yeah.
What does imp mean?
God damn it. Okay, so 3 hours later. All right, so Latin came from... All right, so there used to be a tribe of people before there was like... like talking
it wasn't until they found the Rosetta Stone that they were able to translate.
All right, so then the Copper Era. The reason why it was called the Copper Era or the Bronze Age.
The first sign of humanoids were actually coming.
Okay, so agrarian society, the very first agrarian society. Anyways, hobgoblins. What is that term called? No!
I'm done with this crap.
What were we talking about?
Bugbears.
Wait, we were talking about something before that. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway.
Bugbears.
Okay, yeah. So bugbears are essentially take a goblin, stretch them out a little bit taller, stretch their arms out way longer because for some fucking reason they got a 10-foot range, and then just slap some hair on them, and boom, you got a bugbear.
Yep.
I mean, it's really that's all they are. They're described as lazy. They're described as bullies, but they are much stronger than a
bugbear.
Yeah,
they're lazy.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? Bugbears are super.
Oh,
lazy.
Maybe I'm thinking of hobgoblins.
No. Hobgoblins are goblins that went to military school because they graffitied some old guy's house at 16.
Yeah, they got trained.
Yeah, no, I mean, seriously, a bugbear is literally just a bigger goblin with hair, but it will beat the fuck out of you.
Yep. They hit hard, man.
Because they get an extra damage dice on all their attacks. And I think everybody's like, yeah, I can run a bugbear against a level 1 party. It says CR1. And then they're like, oh no.
Oh no.
When they realize that bugbear has a 10-foot reach? Okay, here's the question. How the fuck does a big hairy goblin have a 10-foot reach and a plus to stealth?
That's an excellent question, man.
Because if you look at Molos for the player version of bugbears, it is the wackiest thing I've ever seen. Can you imagine? Like someone like a bugbear rogue and all you see are just really long, hairy arms coming out of the bush to backstab somebody. That's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
That's the stuff of nightmares. Oh,
How
bugbear!
How do
Bugbear
they have
awesome.
a 10-foot reach?
I don't know, but they do. The player version does. I don't know. The monster version does.
No, I think the monster version just has a 5-foot reach.
Oh, is it? Hold on, I'm checking right now. I also know. Don't they do like they do like absurd amount of damage too?
They have a Morning Star and they do 2d8 plus 2.
Yeah, it has a 5-foot reach for. That's weird.
2d8 plus 2, man.
Yeah.
One hit on a wizard and that's it.
And that's only one of the 2 melee attacks they get to do. So, Jesus. Oh, and it also gets surprise attack. God.
That's what I'm saying. They're great ambushers, man. If you know that the goblins are distracting the party, and then the bugbear is just kind of like right on top of them, is like just waiting for the right moment with his like 2 other friends, jumping on this party of 5 level 2s, about to like wreak some havoc.
And it's weird that you would think that because they look huge. They look like Chewbacca, you know?
Well, they're medium sized, the same as a human.
Yeah, okay, but a human's like between anywhere from like 5 to 6 feet usually. I know there's some people outside those parameters. I am sorry / jealous.
Are you being tallest?
Yeah, I'm being heightest right now.
Sorry. Damn, Andrew, you're all over the place today.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, I was looking at the bugbear chief. Still.
The bugbear chief hits even harder.
That's a 2d8 plus 3 twice.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yes.
Gosh.
But Andrew, who brings all of these guys together? Who puts the boot down and it's like, listen, you little shits. We're gonna think about this tactics. We're not just gonna rush in and do whatever you want.
All right. So, you're a DM. You've been DMing for a couple of years. I just clipped my audio by clapping. God damn it.
It's ruined now.
Yep, that's done. Anyways, so you're a DM. You've been DMing for a couple of years now. You're tired of goblins. You're tired of bugbears. Because, they're lazy. Your party can sneak past them or, bribe them really good. You need someone with discipline. You need someone with tactics. You need someone with a weirdly high AC for a 1/4 CR enemy. That's where you bring in the hobgoblins.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh off the bus from boot camp.
Full on chainmail and war train and war hardened, ready to kick some adventurers' ass.
Now, the weird thing, okay. So if you're gonna run hobgoblins, you have to think in terms of actual tactical advantage, because these are described as trained soldiers. When I say boot camp, they actually went to boot camp. They know martial law and stuff like that. So if you really want to run a hobgoblin effectively, you got to be. How would the U.S. Army run this situation?
Yeah, no, these guys are terrifying. Especially dude, throwing a hobgoblin warlord into the mix.
Well, you don't even have to do that, because okay. So if we're hold on. Okay, so if we're going to go back to what we were saying before, where it was a 4 versus 4, because that's kind of they're actually CR 1/2, but that's fine. So we're doing a 4 versus 4. First of all, not all four hobgoblins are going to be fighting. One of them will go to get reinforcements, because that's the tactical thing to do.
Yep.
And the other 3 are going to band together, using their martial advantage, which means if they have an ally within 5 feet, they get an extra 2d6 damage to all of their attack dice.
Yeah.
So then they just form rank and file, and now it's a race against time, because it's going to be X amount of rounds before reinforcements come, and then you got to deal with these guys that are doing significantly more damage than before.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's. I love hobgoblins, but I also am terrified of fighting them.
I think that's why most of the times I've run a goblin encounter or a goblin cave or a goblin stronghold, it's always being a shit ton of goblins then you have a couple bugbears with like sprinkled in. Then you have like one hobgoblin or even like a hobgoblin captain in there. And these are usually reserved for level 1 through 3 type situations. But I think like this could play really well into like high level stuff as well. Like, just like a shit ton of hobgoblins. Just use like the hobgoblin captain, and like the hobgoblin warlord on a level 10 party or something like that. Like full on military, like they can do some serious damage.
Well, not only that, but don't forget, you also in Volos, you also get the hobgoblin. There's a hobgoblin mage and a hobgoblin like shadow monk. So yeah, just every form of actual warfare, you have that. You have, I mean, you got boots on the ground with the hobgoblin and hobgoblin captain, and then you have like the tactical mastermind with the warlords. But then you have effectively, these guys will be using siege weaponry to begin with.
Yeah.
But you also have like magical siege weaponry because the mage versions of the hobgoblin have fly and fireball, which if you're not using those in conjunction, I mean, like, I love the smell of napalm in the morning style. Like, just yeah. Okay.
Wait, why do you hear Fortunate Son playing in the background?
Do you hear CCR? Oh god. The hobgoblins are coming. Oh no, it's Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, but these would be the guys that are like holding their swords as they go across the river and stuff like that. But anyways, so if you're talking like a full war game, like an actual war game, yeah, these I would totally pit these against a level 10 party. And I mean, granted, I wouldn't throw like a hobgoblin chief in. Like it would be like a hobgoblin warlord, maybe 3 or 4 hobgoblin chiefs, and then like 2d20 plus 10 hobgoblins, and like, all right, here we go.
I will think about it almost like Ghost of Tsushima, and you have like that hierarchy of like different companies. You have like the grunt, you have 2 leaders, and then you have like the chief on top.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. And like I will have like a couple of those like near each other. So if you don't kill them fast enough, don't do enough damage to them fast enough, maybe the other ones will join in and stuff like that. So there's always like an element of oh my god, we have to like take care of this fast.
I would actually imagine infiltrating a hobgoblin fortress. If you were, like I said, if you were to run it as realistically as possible, infiltrating a hobgoblin fortress is probably impossible. Because they would have all of their bases covered. They have magic users. They have like people that are known to use stealth and stuff like that. So it would be like trying to break into Fort Knox.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I can totally see that. Like a lot of people like whenever they, I don't know, I feel like it's underused. Like a lot of people when they think of like fortresses and stuff like that, they think of what are the evil dwarves called? Dwargar. Like that kind of stuff, or even just like dwarves in general.
Yeah.
Or like a human mage or something like that. But
or just like human guards in general,
Yeah. And I feel like I will love to see, instead of like the starter, like, oh, this is level 1 through 5, here's a couple of goblins and hobgoblins. Like see like an actual like, hey, a bunch of towns are getting attacked by hobgoblins, try to find out, and then you realize there's like a whole battalion coming down this way because that's what they do. They just want to conquer.
Yep.
And it's up to you and the party to figure out how to stop them. Like it doesn't have to be orcs. It doesn't have to be, mind flayers or anything like, world ending type situation. It could be just like, the hobgoblins. Like who would have thought hobgoblins will give you a run for your money type situation?
I mean, because it's all based on, again, how you run it and how the book like describes. Because like if it's an army of goblins, you're imagining a bunch of like goblins bumbling around and like probably like playing in the mud and crap like that. But if you imagine an army of hobgoblins, you're talking rank and file in unison, probably like marching songs and like
Roman
banners.
Tactics, like all that stuff, man.
Exactly, Roman tactics, like have like the tortoise shell shields and stuff like it. Unstoppable.
Yeah, and how do you defeat that? Like a party of 5. Like how do you take care of that? That to me is fascinating.
That would probably be a quest where you have to muster an army. Like you need to you need to like go to the other lords of the land and be like, no, seriously, these guys are gonna fuck you up.
And they laugh on your face. They're like, hobgoblins? What?
No,
they'll never believe you type situation. Like, that's great.
No, look, just because it has the word goblins in the name.
They're terrifying. And hey, that doesn't mean that they're not using goblins and bugbears, you know? Maybe they send the goblins first to soften the line, you know, and then the hobgoblins come in and just clean everything up. Like, I love that kind of tactics.
Oh yeah, no. Your goblins and bugbears, those are gonna be like the shock troopers. Just like, those are gonna be not shock and awe, but just like kind of like, you know, like loosen them up a bit, like get them, you know, get them scared, and then while they're all freaking out and panicking, that's when the army marches through and just the meat grinder starts.
That'd be so cool. Is there anything in the Dungeon Master Guide for war tactics or warfare?
On that scale, I'm actually not entirely sure. I don't.
We have to bring in some Warhammer tactics rules into this game.
I don't imagine there would be, only because if it's something that's like, if a party of 5 goes against that, oh god. Yeah. So,
I mean, I feel like this is when you bring in, like, if it's this big of a scale, this is towards the end of your campaign. You know, you're level 10. You're trying to, like, you have all the cool stuff, and you might be able to, like, do some damage with your spellcasters and, like, take down a couple of ranks and stuff like that. But you gotta think tactically, because you kill 100, 200 of them. There's like 500 more coming in right behind. Like, how do you do that? Like, they're lawful evil. Like, do you go for the chieftain? Do you go for the high ranking ones? Like, who's controlling them?
That's honestly, I'm actually kind of
they respect the strongest, you know.
That's actually something that I'm glad you brought up, because they are lawful evil, and it describes a little bit in the monster manual, but more so in Volos. They do have a weird sense of honor. So I would imagine if it's something like it's a random encounter of hobgoblins, as long as you're not impeding their mission or something, as long as their mission's like not killing you, as long as they're not like impeding their mission, you can probably talk your way out of, you know. But in terms of like the large scale, like assault on a castle, like a siege thing, like it would be a scenario where they are using siege tactics. They are cutting off your supply lines. They are probably open to parlaying.
Funny enough, wasn't I think it was in the starter set, isn't there like one of the first caves that you go into, like one of the hobgoblins is trying to like take over the leadership position by killing the other one, and you can do you can work along with him or something like that.
I'm not entirely sure, because I know the very first cave, it just had goblins. It had goblins, a goblin boss, and a bugbear.
Maybe I'm thinking of Storm King's Thunder.
Yeah,
but there was an option for players to be like, hey, you know, like the big guy's over there, but I will help you kill him and I'll leave you guys alone. You know, as long as you help me take charge.
Yeah, I mean, you know? and it is a weird thing where you. I'm not saying he can get along with hobgoblins. I'm not saying he can get along with hobgoblins, but it doesn't have to end with like unnecessary bloodshed.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm pretty sure Heather will befriend him.
I don't see hobgoblins befriending anybody. I can see them having like an uneasy like alliance. Yeah. And it probably will be something like you know, like the typical like Mongolian Empire thing where you know, we will bring you into the fold, but you will be serving us, like sort of a, you know. So actually that would be really cool to have like a hobgoblin invasion, but there's like humanoids and stuff in there because hey, we're in service of this like hobgoblin emperor.
Right. The whole like, hey, listen, like, we're submitted to them, but they respect our culture and whatever. They let us be as long as we serve them.
Yeah, they didn't slaughter us to the man, so I'm all for that.
That's what made the Mongolian Empire so last for so long. You know, they let people like praise their own gods and stuff like that. As long as you pray for the Khan
or whatever, Maglubiet. What the fuck do hobgoblins worship? You can pray to any god as long as it's for Maglubiet. How the fuck? Hold on. Maglubiet. Yeah. Okay. Sure. But I mean that if it was like a situation like you said, level 10 party, it's 5 of them. They're in a stronghold. Things are looking bad. then I would probably open the door for like, hey,
a little white flag.
Yeah. Don't you miss hot food? And I have like a hobgoblin chef like cooking up a stew or something like that while your players are eating rats or good berries for the 18th fucking day.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
there's a lot of possibilities, man. That's why, goblinoids are not necessarily just dumb little goblins breaking everything they see.
Well, even normal goblins can be ran in a way that is outside of the normal perception of them, because they do have very good stealth for as low CR as they are. So you can have it could be like a quest where it's like, oh, there's a ghost in the village because all of our like things go missing and blah blah blah, and all of our cherished heirlooms, and then it just like turns out there's like a goblin,
like a little goblin. Like, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
And so you're preparing for like this ghost day. You just see a goblin just kind of like sneaking through a chimney, and you're like, oh, it looks sucks.
that'd be a pretty awesome level 1 introductory mission for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and also don't forget, goblins can they can use the dash action. I think it's dash and disengage, or dash or disengage as a bonus action on their turn, so they can bug out if they have to. So I mean, they are kind of slippery.
So they're better rogues than you are.
No.
Sorry, I went too far, man.
Look, I'm only level 2, man. I'm trying. That's it. Okay, to be fair, it's a steep learning curve for me, man. Okay, it's not a learning curve; it's like a learning cliff.
Yeah.
So
it's okay. You've been doing good.
You're just saying that now.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. I'm trying to make you feel better.
It's not.
You're trash. You feel bad. You should feel bad.
Your class is bad, and you should feel bad.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Goblins. I think they're great. I think they're fun. You can stretch them out to like a really high level adventure, or you can just play them for the intro level.
They can be played for laughs, but played effectively, they can actually probably be pretty frightening at the same time. It's especially if you don't know what the monster is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's something killing the people, and it's like a little band of goblins, like, my glue yet, and I'm just like stabbing people in the neck or something like that.
Yeah, they're trying to find the shiniest, biggest like heirloom possible in the town.
Yeah, and they do it by killing people. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, it really all ranges on to how you want to run them. Yeah. So, and to be fair, if I'm running goblins, not hobgoblins. So I'm running goblins, it's probably gonna be for more comedic relief.
Yeah. They're just so fun to kick around.
Oh man, I remember one of the little homebrew things I did. There was a room where a goblin was playing dragon poker with 2 orcs, and if the players didn't do anything, they would have watched the goblin win the dragon poker game, and then the 2 orcs kill him for that.
Of course.
just to prove a point. And goblins are like the type of enemies, like it's a helmet, but it's like a cooking pot with a hole bored into it so they can see out of. So,
and that's why they're the greatest monsters ever made.
No, they're not the greatest monsters ever made.
Andrew. Wow.
We're gonna get into what the greatest monsters ever made are. Oozes.
That'll be the next episode after the map episode.
Actually, I don't really know that much about oozes.
Oozes are crazy. There's a lot of them.
I've only ran one,
and
ooze.
they're a pain in the ass. Anyways, but that's another episode. Yes, so we talked about there's enough about goblins. Let's talk about something more fun.
Goblins?
Campaign highlights.
No, I don't want to talk about campaign highlights.
Andrew, let's talk about campaign highlights.
No.
Do you have any highlights from last session?
Oh, I don't.
Descent into Everness.
A lot of bad stuff happened.
What are you talking about?
So much bad stuff happened. We got murdered.
Not once.
Twice. I'm talking slaughtered. Right into the meat grinders.
Oh shit! Do you want to be more specific?
All right, so we're going through this cultist hideout, and we found so far 2 out of the 3 cultists, or cult leaders, what have you. We're investigating a little bit further, and we hold on, because I might be misremembering something. I remember I want to say there was combat before we found the secret door. Am I wrong on that?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one I want to talk about with Varric. Okay, before you get to the secret door.
Yes.
Okay, so the party's going through the sewer system, right? Mm-hmm. And then if they get to a room, they find some people that were in torture, whatever, they're trying to save them.
Torture, blah, blah, blah. The whole 9 yards.
And then the room leads out into a small hallway where one person can go at a time. That loops around and goes out into this other area that there's 3 doors, and it's a little bit more spacious, but not by much. One of the party, I think it was Quintessence, failed her stealth check to move in stealthily, and there was a person around the corner who saw them and just ran out, like, oh, intruders. And Quintessence is like, I'm gonna dash and kill it. She dashes and kill it, but not before he manages to wake up 5 other cultists, and Varric is right behind her, and he's just, oh, I gotta help Quintessence. And then I think, who else was? Oh, I think little Vico tried to go behind him, but he didn't make it that far.
No. I wasn't quite there yet because I was still in the room with I was still in the torture chamber.
The torture chamber, right? Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so all these 5 people are run out, and the wizard is like, hey, I'm gonna put grease in this one specific area. Everybody, come back. So we do the whole grease thing all over again. Uh-huh. And Quintessence like, sure, I'll do that. She's like, I'll disengage, and runs away. And then Ludovico also tries to make it back. No, you were still in the room.
Yeah, I was still in the room.
But Varric, I don't know if you're getting...
Varric's like, the Battle of Thermopylae starts now.
Pretty much. He's a samurai. And I don't know if he missed the cue of running back or something, or he got flanked. Because I think he got flanked, and he didn't want to risk. He didn't want to risk all the attacks of opportunity.
I want to say he got flanked.
Yeah. For 2 rounds, nobody went to help him, and he's just standing his own, man. He's like the last samurai against 5 other people.
He's like,
the only thing that gave him a little, the only thing that gave her a little bit of a breathing room was somebody used a was it a spell? It was an explosion. Was it the magic bean?
It was the beans.
No, the 1 bean. You guys threw 2 beans, which affected a lot of them and brought them down. Whatever. It was only 3 out of the 5. Anyways, dude, he was just there against all odds, and he just kept going. I think at one point he had 2 health hit points left, and he kept taking them down one by one. And everybody's like, I keep going down the round, and Quintessa's like, oh, I'll just stay here behind the grease. And then little Vico's like, I'll stand here behind the grease too.
No, because you said I can Prince of Persia my way around the grease.
That's right.
And I'm like, someone's got to help Varric. And that's when I threw the bean in there.
That's right. He did get a little bit of help, dude, but he took down pretty much 4 out of the 6 that were there.
He was like, this is a good day to die.
Yeah, he was not afraid. And then the last one was an excellent kill, because the guy was the bad guy, the cultist, was like, fuck this. He looks and he just bolts out of there and tries to run away. But he goes down the hallway. Then he realizes that there's 3 other adventurers there, and he has to pass all of them. So he risked the attacks of opportunity, right? So I'm like, okay, everybody roll an attack of opportunity. I'm like, wait a minute, because everybody started rolling. I'm like, wait a minute. Varric rolled a crit.
Yeah.
So there was I'm like, Varric, nobody else rolled. Varric, just roll your damage. And he essentially did the whole pull the katana out and slice the guy in half, but he didn't die right away. Not until after he sheathed his katana.
Like all you see is him take out the katana real quick and then put it back in.
Yeah.
And then the guy just a gush of blood and splits in half.
Bro, that was so intense. I can't even imagine what Alex was thinking, because I'm like, bro.
Varric even scolded the guy for having no honor and running away from a fight.
It's like, no honor. Just keep killing them.
Jesus.
It was so brutal. And then you guys found an old lady in a bathtub full of blood.
But that was definitely the play of the game last session.
Yes.
Yeah, so then we found an old lady in a bathtub. She said she was cold and she was freezing and stuff like that. She was trapped. And I'm like, there's no chains around this bathtub. I want to roll insight against this lady. And I rolled fairly high. I think it was like an 18. And you're like, no, she seems to be on...
She rolled 1 point higher.
Oh, she did? On her deception?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you're like, no, she seems to be telling the truth. I'm like, well, okay. That was a really good insight check. So, you've got to be with it. And so then we're going along, and Glyph finds a room full of skeletons. And decides this is a good time and throws himself into the room full of skeletons. And then that's when the old lady throws off her costume and just starts stabbing people left and right. like fucking gouges Varric for almost all of his life.
18 hit points.
18 hit points. And then so we're trying to deal with, because she's going invisible and popping in and out and doing a crazy amount of damage.
Yeah, she's disappearing after every hit.
Yeah. And so I we're trying to fight it, and then I kind of feel bad. I'm gonna cut my losses. I'm gonna help Glyph in the skeleton room.
Yeah.
And so as we're dealing with the skeleton room, this lady comes up to the wizard, who, by the way, was being protected by the Warforged at the time, but then the Warforged's like, no, I'm out. Bye.
She had, to be fair, the Warforged had 2 hit points left.
Right. Anyways, this lady comes up to the wizard and does 36 damage to a level 2 wizard. He had 14 health. That was the only time thus far in 5e we had to use the instant kill rules. And he is dead, DED dead. And I was like, oh no, start making death saves. No. He's gone. She decapitated him dead.
Yes. But wait, hold on. Before that, though, because I think Glyph was trying to do was jump in the room and then do Thunder Wave.
Right.
But he got got himself into a corner. I don't know if you could see the map, but he got himself into a corner where I guess he was planning to do the thing, but because obviously the only thing the skeletons saw was Glyph. So all the skeletons went after Glyph, and of course he went down after one round, Then he got a
natural 20.
He got a natural 20 to come back up, which he did, and somehow after that, every single skeleton missed him.
Yep.
I was not in fudging rolls or anything. Every single skeleton missed him.
Oh, and then there was a skeleton that had 1 health and down Varric.
That's right, because you guys took him down and it was just the arm. I described it as it was just the arm of the skeleton holding a sword, and it was just flailing around, and I rolled it with disadvantage, and it still hit Varric for just enough damage to take him down.
So anyways,
what a shit show.
So there was a lot of explosions going on in the skeleton room because Glyph was using Thunderwave, I was using the beams, and then so then Orin dies.
Yeah,
that's our wizard Orin, and there's just a shocked silence, just falls like a hush falls on the crowd
because this lady was not going down. She was doing massive damage, and I could see it in you guys' face. You're like, how the fuck are we gonna take this lady down?
There were people this is it, we're dead. And then it's my turn, and you're like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm gonna come through the door really pissed off because of everything that's going on in the skeleton room, see the dead wizard, and then just throw the 6 bees at the lady. And you're like, hold on, I gotta do some math here. And you roll something like 30 d4s.
Yeah, 30 d4s to a total of 72 damage.
I'm like, is she dead? If she's not dead after this, we are fucked.
It was glorious because
And you let me describe how she died. I'm like, she just explodes in the mist.
And there's a very big explosion, and there's beams holding this cavern up, and of course it destroys all the beams, and then all the beams, and then I'm like, okay, somebody roll me a d100 because at a certain number the room collapses, right. And I saw Quintessa's face, and she was just like, uh-oh, we're dying here for sure. Luckily, you guys didn't roll the number that it required.
It's gonna, one way or another, we're all gonna die here. It kind of became a moment where because when I died in the first session, we were still like in the city, quote unquote. So it's like, okay, we just go grab a cleric. But we are so deep into an actual proper dungeon within just the third session that if someone dies, they are gone.
Yeah.
We do not have the capacity to bring him back. So it was as soon as Oren died, that's it. All right, this is a suicide mission now. So it doesn't even it doesn't even matter if we make it out. We just have to make sure everyone else dies first.
Yeah.
So.
I love how Quintessence just puts the Warforged puts the gnome wizard into a backpack and it's just carrying him on her back.
Well, I mean, what's it? Howard described as being 3 feet tall or something. He's tall for a gnome.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's great. And then you guys got to one of the final rooms, and I told Andrew we were talking after that. I'm like, that wasn't because you said that she was the leader or something like that, and I'm like that old lady you guys fought was just a minion. She wasn't.
I'm like, oh shit. Oh no.
Yes, it was so good. I can't. Oh, and what makes all of that better is that you guys took a long rest right before it. Right before you went through that room.
5 minutes before that encounter happened,
and we're all wasted,
and we're right back to zero.
Yep.
And it's actually the point. I actually do not know how we're gonna make it through the rest of this dungeon.
Yeah,
we might just die. This might just be the end of the campaign. That's okay. I'm ready to run.
Because I think all of you guys are pretty low, right? You guys did some healing, but you're still pretty low.
I think we took a short rest and we're okay. I'm okay. I know I'm not at max, but I'm all right.
Because right before fighting that old lady, or right after you guys were done with that old lady, Varric had 1 hit point. You had 2 hit points. Quintessence had 2 hit points. The wizard was dead. Glith had 1 hit point. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh my god, they're going to get into the next room and there's even more stuff happening. I feel bad. I'm not used to running. I told you about these first encounters are so rough. And you're like, oh, don't worry about it, man. Just run it as if,
Because
what's the worst that could happen?
Because to be fair, thus far, we've been steamrolling everything else.
That's true.
In every other encounter, you guys or us have been steamrolling everything else. And so it just built our confidence up.
And this one is just like, nope.
No, just skeletons stabbing you in the knees while this crazy old lady stabbing you in the throat. And
the thing is that I keep reading everywhere that is everybody keeps saying, oh, it gets a lot better when you get to hell. And Andrew's like, well, even hell is better than Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Jesus.
Oh, man.
It's gonna get to the point that when we get to hell, I'm like, oh, thank God.
It's so refreshing down here.
It's so nice and warm and cozy.
Oh man, let me ask you though, are you having fun? That's my question, because I feel bad. It's been so grueling this past this first dungeon, really.
I'm having fun in the same way that I've had fun playing Dark Souls or Neo or something like that, where I'm over here and I'm like, fuck, shit, God. And Teresa's like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm having the time of my life.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, it's just like I'm over here wanting to take up smoking or some shit because we're getting our asses handed to us.
I'm having the time of my life.
I love it so much.
To be fair, I'm actually very surprised with you guys, because every single person, 90% of every DM that has run this campaign, they're always like, oh, I do this to make it a little easier. I do this for this and this. Oh, I was reading this part and I can't believe that a level 2 party is supposed to go through this. So I did this. I had to change absolutely nothing, and somehow you guys are still, well, most of you are still alive.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say some of us are still having fun, and I was about to say it might be because it's a good change of pace and we're getting a challenge. No. We are still alive. I don't know if we're having fun. And I said this, I'm like, I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm having a good time. This is the D&D I remember. Where it's like, we might die in this next room. So, let's go.
Well, to be fair, Alex and Heather said that they were having a good time too. I just feel bad that well, I told Howard he can control the NPC you guys just met. Yeah. So there's that. But so he won't be completely left out.
I felt really bad for Howard.
Bro.
Like I don't know how dedicated he is to playing, but it's just like, I want to say I saw some hurt in his eyes when Orin actually died. like, because he was pretty quiet for the rest of that session.
Well, he was also having connection problems too.
Oh,
so
okay.
There's that. But no, I asked him, I was like, hey man, like if you want, like you can change your character. Like I will let you create a new one. We'll just let Orin rest in peace. And he's like, no man, like don't worry about it. I'm having a good time. I'm like, yes.
We're gonna bring that son of a bitch.
Yeah, essentially what he said. It's like he ain't getting away so easy.
Look, Howard, if you want, I know Orin's dead. You can use one of Andrew's 16 other characters. just DM him on Facebook. He's already got him hot and loaded in Roll20. Just fuck it.
Oh man, but no, I also love the bit that because you guys are talking to Morlock and he's giving like this exposition and like telling the story and everything else, and Quintessence is like slowly backing away into the treasure room. And one of the lines that I had to read was essentially like, "Oh, and you can take that like that treasure over there. Like I don't care for it, but like he was like, and you can take it." And he points to the room, and then all I imagine is Quintessence and Glyph just like picking up the treasure.
Oh no! It was me. It was me and Quintessence. We were using our thieves' tools to open the. It's like you can use that treasure. Oh, they've already got into it. Yeah. Okay, never mind. You beat me to
it. Oh man! But I've been having a good time DMing this. I am running it as is. It is fantastic to see you guys struggle so much.
I am legitimately afraid that we're gonna die. It's like we're not going to see level 3. And then when you didn't say we leveled up at the last encounter, I'm like, what? you were still level 2.
That's right, you're still level 2, man.
You can't do this to me. We fought a bunch of pirates in a tavern brawl. We leveled up from that. Why can't we killed a bunch of cultists? Why can't we level up from that? I don't understand. I just saw someone fucking die. Doesn't that count for anything?
No, you get no level. Welcome to hell. Oh, shit. Anyways, that was session highlights I had.
When I die, I'm going to go to heaven because I went to Baldur's Gate.
Oh man, you're gonna meet like the actual like Merkel, Ball, and Bane down there, and you're like they're gonna be like, yeah, man, it's pretty rough up there. Like that's why we're here.
We don't go there. There's a reason why we don't go to Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I can't. There's so much. Oh, I can't wait. Just to let you know, I prep for. Like I'm ready to roll all the way up to the point at this moment right now, all the way up to the point where you actually after you get to Avernus. Essentially the first bit in Avernus. Because I was like, when I was reading it, I was like, oh, they're going to go through this really fast. 3 sessions later, you're still right at the beginning.
I mean, to be fair, those encounters have been tricky.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love it. I knew it was going to be challenging, but I was kind of expecting you guys to breeze through it because you happen to just breeze through everything before.
That's what I'm saying. We normally steamroll every other encounter, so I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck it. Let's just get to Avernus and call it a day. But no, right. We're gonna die in the prologue. Yeah. like we are going to be the group that we're those guys that die in the opening credits of Game of Thrones, and then the real cast of characters come
in. Beautiful. Just so you know, if you guys die, you're not gonna go straight to hell because you're not gonna do that to me. There's a lot more to do. You're gonna start from level 1 again.
No, if I die, I want my last words to be, I renounce my faith. Ah! So he can go to hell.
Fuck you, bitches. Oh man. Yes.
Jesus.
Oh, good time. If you guys want to join us on our next adventure, it is going to be, well, it is every Wednesday at 6:30, but I think I'm going to start changing the advertised time to 7.
Yeah. It's always like, yay, 6:30, and it's just like one of us isn't there, and we're just like, so how was your week?
Yeah. We'll call it a pre-show before everybody shows up.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And this will be the time everyone shows up at 6:30.
Right at 6:30. Well, because 6:30 has just been the time we had before we even did the show. But now that it's a stream, it's like, it makes sense to be 7. That way people don't...
To be fair, if you watch any stream, like the first hour is always like set up.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Oh, hey, thanks for the donation.
Right.
I wouldn't know what that's like because no one donates to
no one
gives
me shit.
Must be nice. I'm telling you, man, we need to have more social eating on the
yeah, stream. I'm telling you.
It's either that or feet pics. One of the
two. My feet are kind of ugly, so I'm not gonna...
There's a market for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody out there will pay to see my feet. www.hobbitfeet.com. Look at this hobby feet. Ooh, squirt a go-gurt. Do it.
I just put the audio. Squirt. I want you to fill up a crock with shaving foam, and then I want you to put your foot in the crock with shaving foam.
Oh man, the internet is so fucking weird. Whew. Anyways, Andrew, any news from the D&D world? You got a new book.
I did get a new book. I got the Rime of the Frost Maiden the day after it came out because Amazon was a bunch of pricks.
Did they ship it through USPS or Amazon?
I want to say they shipped it through Amazon.
Oh, okay, because USPS has been doing that to me. Like, gives me the day after.
Yeah, thanks. There's a reason why you're being abolished. Not actually, by stamp. So, yeah, but I've been reading Frime of the Frost Maiden. Jesus. I've been reading Rime of the Frost Maiden, and I told myself I wasn't going to because I shouldn't, and now it's next to my bed.
You start talking to me about it, and then like, okay, I'll stop right now. And then like 20 minutes later, it's like, okay, so this is part of I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. What do you think of this?
I'm reading. I'm not sorry.
Yeah, but you can't tell me what to do.
The weirdest thing was that, no shit, I was like 2 pages in. I was reading the introduction, like, oh, yeah, this adventure, like, the players are going to go to Icewind Dale and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all the post-Strahd burnout gone. I'm like, I want to run this right now. Like, I've already started like thinking up like how I'm going to like describe this and that, and it's just, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there are elements of the adventures that I've been in and ran that are familiar with me, but it's also new, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to stretch these muscles and stuff like that, or pull said muscles because I'm not good at it. So
no, I can totally relate because remember when you started running Strahd, and I got the Avernus book. Same thing. All my burnout from Waterdeep. I was like, nope, I gotta do this. Oh my god, this is so cool. There's this type of machines. And I wanted to say so much.
So the only thing I'm going to do though is that I'm probably going to read it once over and then actually put it away. Because I don't want to do the thing that I did with Strahd where I read it to the point that I was kind of tired of looking at it.
Yeah. That's a good thing to do. I remember I didn't read it all the way through right away for Avernus, but I put it aside for a little bit because of that.
Well, it also didn't help that I had the Strahd book for like 4 fucking years
before you were even. Yeah, you're right.
So this hopefully will play out a little differently.
Hopefully,
COVID.
It's gonna be great, I promise.
So yeah, but I know Heather probably wants to run Ghost of Saltmarsh or Bunkers and Badasses now. She told us that she wants to do something else, so I don't know. We'll see. But I know she wants to do that, so I'm going to let her do that first. You know, I'm not going to hog the spotlight.
Yeah. She's been trying. I think the only reason I jumped into Avernus right away was because we were going to have like a month or so without anything if I didn't run it, just because she had like a lot of really hard work to do.
Yeah, she had work lined up and stuff like that. So she's like, yeah, we're probably not going to be able to do anything. So you're like, okay, let's just start Avernus.
Yeah, which I don't have a problem with it either. Don't think I do, because I was itching to run it.
Oh no, he has a problem with it. He like after you said it's okay, he's like, can you fucking believe?
Dude, you're not supposed to say that, man.
I told you that in confidence. No. But but no, seriously, whenever she wants to run her thing, I'm told I am not gonna say no to somebody else wanting to.
Yeah,
DM.
right. I told you, man. I want to do the Sinbad thing. We gotta do those two guys from Sinbad.
What are the two guys from Sinbad?
The dude Sinbad and the other guy who's like a lawful good guy, and then Sinbad who's like a chaotic good guy.
I would say in the beginning of that movie he was chaotic neutral, but then he became chaotic good.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we can do the guys from El Dorado.
I thought we were gonna do like the twins, where they're both portly, but one has like a 20 to dexterity.
one of them is Jack Black.
Can we both be bards and you'll be Jack Black and I'll be Kyle Gass?
Yes.
All right, we got our characters.
This is a tribute to the greatest song in the world. That's gonna be the only song we're gonna sing.
That's the only song we know.
And then he starts jumping around and stretching. You gotta describe it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Okay. So, is there any news in the D&D world?
There was something that came out that you told me that was like, of course, the day after we stopped recording, something happened. Do you remember what that was?
No.
Hold on. Because you were like, son of a bitch, naturally the day after we recorded this happened.
That happens a lot to us, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to look for it. Because you sent it to me. I'm like...
Well, wait, was it did we talk about... No, we talked about it already, right? The Dungeon Master Screen Wilderness Kit?
No, hold on.
Oh! There is rumors of new settings coming, including Greyhawk and what are the other ones called?
Oh no! It was about the IKEA making affordable gaming furniture. Never mind.
Yes, IKEA is making affordable furniture.
Yeah, it's gonna be
mainly gaming PC stuff, but still.
Yeah, it's gonna be co-sponsored by Asus. Anyways, back to the other stuff.
Wait, I just remember. I remember how like last time we talked about the Adventure Begins tabletop game,
right?
The D&D introduction board game type situation. Mm-hmm. I watched their how to play video, which is like their promotional video as well. This game is like, I don't know where it stands. It's for like young people, right? Ages 10 and up type situation. Supposed to be like an introductory game to Dungeons and Dragons.
But it talks about Satan.
No. I'm listening to it. It's not the most complicated board game out there, but it's still pretty complicated.
I would
like if I was just looking at that, I'm like, I'm just gonna run D&D with like kids. I'm still gonna get it. I'm still gonna play it.
Yeah, I want to say they probably intentionally didn't water it down as much, so it could be more like a stepping stone. Because I mean, there are some board games that are crunchier than others. Yeah. So this would be like, hey, if you think your kid would want to play something like that, or they can handle it, like, and if you're done playing Clue, like,
or Sorry.
Well, no, hold on, because Clue's actually a little bit more advanced than Sorry. But like, and like maybe they're ready for this next step, and like it could be like a good like introductory, like, and I would imagine like if they actually want to play, you have to sit down like, hey, there's more rules.
Right. Well, it looks fun, and like everybody gets a turn to be the DM essentially.
Uh-huh.
So it gives you like both sides of the game. But it just maybe once you play it, it's a lot easier. But like listening to the guy explain it, and it was an entertaining video too. It was well made. It felt very crunchy. I was like, whoa. Like a 10-year-old is not going to pick this up right away.
Well, it depends on the 10-year-old or 12-year-old. Like,
if he's a fucking nerd, he'll pick it up right away.
Yeah, fucking dork.
You stupid.
At least I know what a vagina looks like.
I fucking mom. You're my dad.
Yeah, I know. Booyah! And he shotguns a beer right there in front of him. Anyways, I'm gonna be the worst dad. Teresa legitimately told me every time I think that you're gonna be a good dad, you do something that makes me change my mind. Because I was like, I was carrying Cece. I'm like, oh, who's my adorable piece of shit? Like, just fucking with her.
Cece is his dog, by the way.
Yeah, it's our dog. So she loves me. Anyways, but I mean, if you're like my younger brother who has the attention span of a spoon, then no, that game's probably not gonna be for you. But I mean, if you're like someone that likes board games and has like an interest in board games, and maybe they're good with math at like a younger age, then yeah, I don't see why. Sure. I mean, and also with any board game, starting it is the hardest problem.
Yeah.
And, like, because for whatever reason, they write these board games in, like, lawyer speak.
Yeah.
And it's like, if the person or parties is holding the dice, just say the rules. Speak to me like a normal person would.
There's actually an art to writing board game rules.
It's annoying is what it is. And I hate the fact
then
that
you do it.
I am the one that has to read them. Every time we try a new board game, for some reason, I'm the one that gets handed the instruction manual. I'm like, why? It always ends up with us looking up a video on how to play it anyway.
It's because you're the one that reads best.
Just because I read a lot does not mean I can read like a fucking contract and understand it. Right?
Damn, you suck.
Yeah, I do. That's what I've been trying to get at. Thank you.
Wow, Andrew, you're the worst. You know what else is coming out or just announced? D&D fully articulated Drizzt action figure.
Drizzt Do'Urden.
Which I love how he's becoming like an action figure. I remember reading the books in high school actually because I was like, this looks kind of fun. R.A. Altelor, this sounds really cool. That was like fun fact. That was actually one of the first English books I read.
What was it?
That was one of the first like books in English that I actually read.
Oh, the R.A. Salvatore books?
Yeah. Well, I didn't read all of them. It was the first one. I can't remember which one it was about.
Yeah, I actually when like we were just starting to hang out, I saw that. I'm like, what's this? Elves. Nerd.
Of course you did.
I'm like, I only play games with elves. I don't read books about them. And now I'm like, reading like the Wheel of Time series and shit.
Yeah. Which I hear is pretty good.
It's dry. It's good, but it's a little dry. So,
but I do love that we were getting action figures. I wish it was not an action figure, but like an actual figurine. You know, like high detailed, already posed.
Oh, it's not a figurine? I thought it was a figure.
It's a fully articulated action figure with little swords and everything.
With Kung Fu grip.
Kung Fu grip.
Get him,
I mean, it doesn't look. It doesn't. It's not the worst I've seen, but still, I mean,
it doesn't look bad. I mean,
no,
but
it brings a D20 though. I might buy it just for the D20.
Just for the D20.
Throw the rest down.
Throw the rest down. Yes, I got my Drizzt Do'Urden dice. Where the natural 20 has like Dritz's face, like.
Yeah.
That works really good for an audio medium, Andrew. If you don't
the face like that, right? Like you, like
that one. But it's like, okay, so there's two things about the Drizzt Do'Urden action figure. One, I'm upset that they are not saying the action figure exists in world. Because why wouldn't there be a Drizzt Do'Urden figurine in Faerun somewhere?
Wasn't that like a thing we talked about in Waterdeep?
I'm pretty sure there was some vendor that it wasn't like Drizzt Do'Urden, it was like Fritz Bo'Urden.
Yeah, I think that was a thing, and we made that happen at some point.
It's like a cheap like knockoff. Anyways, so there's that. But two,
it's a wood elf instead of a dragon. Close enough.
They're not going to tell the difference.
They do it so they don't get sued by Drizzt.
Yeah, exactly. It's legally distinct Drizzt Do'Urden. No. It's legally distinct Underdark Adventurer.
Yeah.
That's like the Halloween costume version of it. With my two short swords. and my wolf companion. Anyways, but they were also like, oh, Drit's his skin is blue when drow are usually black. Is this like some sort of like not? They didn't say like whitewashing. They were talking about like
PCs.
Yeah, like political correctness. I'm like. Yeah. Dude, drow have been purple for like 10 fucking years, man.
I didn't even see that. Where do you even see that?
It was like somewhere near the bottom of the article that you showed me.
Oh, I just saw it.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, Drit has a case of the blues or purples. Like, is this something like it's not like I've always seen drow as purple.
Like a dark purple. That's also the way they paint them too, because like for example, the black suit in Spider-Man is not actually black in the cartoon. In the comic, that's type. Yeah. Well, anyways, people are looking too much into it.
And I would kind of expect a race of dark elves to be pale because they don't know what the sun is.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, whatever. You guys are overthinking it. Anyways, but you mentioned something about possible settings.
Yes! Oh! Hold on, I gotta look this up. Type.
Type louder so the people will know.
I can't find it.
No.
I found it. Okay. So apparently there's big news that will happen during D&D Celebration. Settings like the Dark Sun, Planescape, Greyhawk, and Spelljammer might be in the works at Wizards of the Coast. At least that's what Ray Winninger, which is one of the writers, said.
Now, I don't want to give too much away, but there is something in Rhyme that kind of leans towards the possibility of that happening.
I already told you, if the next adventure is like a big old Vecnet thing happening, I call tips.
Because like there was a part where, and I just opened the book on a random page, just like, hey, let's see where this happens. And I was like, holy shit. And Teresa's like, what? They actually have I'm not going to say it, in this book.
Oh, so, shit. Why are you telling me this? I have the book right there. Damn it, Andrew. I need to go. Okay, I'll be right back.
No. You read that book. I'm not running this adventure. You can do it your own goddamn self. So, but
if I read it now, I'll forget by then.
No, you won't. Okay, because your mind is weird and it forgets weird things. But it remembers. You forget stuff like your social security number, but you remember how the door dances from Crystal Strahd. So, yeah, so I don't want to hear it.
It's true. I can remember the
But yes, if they do something like Dark Sun would be very interesting.
I don't know what Dark Sun is. I actually don't know anything about that.
Dark Sun.
I know Greyhawk, Spelljammer.
Well, all Greyhawk is just like another medieval.
It's the original, essentially, Gary Gygax setting.
Exactly. But Dark Sun is like a post-apocalyptic setting where, like, the world has already gone to shit. And if I remember correctly, like nobody lives on the surface, kind of a deal.
Oh, really?
Or it could be something that like the surface is very hostile. But Spelljammer, that's the big.
Everybody's been looking forward to that.
Everybody's like, when's Spelljammer coming out? They got to do another Spelljammer because Spelljammer hasn't been around since I want to say AD&D.
Yeah, it's an AD&D book.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, there wasn't a 3.5, a third or a 3.5 or a fourth edition one for Spelljammer.
We don't talk about fourth edition. Spelljammer is...
because it wasn't a third edition or 3.5 or a censored.
Because Spelljammer is in space, right?
It's in space, but it's not like Starfinder where it's like hundreds of years into the future. Right. It's like sword and board. But you find a spaceship.
Right, yeah. And like
wizards and
the way you control the spaceship has to do with like the spellcaster type situation ability, right?
Yeah, it actually has to do something where like if I'm remembering correctly, there's like sails on the spaceship that you're on, and it actually has to go through space like a sea, but it's like a 4-dimensional sea and stuff like that. And and lithids play a big part of that. So yeah, but it's a mix of sci-fi and fantasy, where it's just Lord of the Rings in space.
I've heard really good things, especially from WebDM, about it. But I'm excited that it's a lot of like settings coming in, like D&D settings, and not more like Gales of Ravnica. Theros. Let's make our magic people play D&D and our D&D people may play magic.
I mean, like, I get it. It's a business, and those are their two biggest cash cows. So why wouldn't they want to merge them? But it's like,
what? Sorry to interrupt. But another thing that was announced was, which we don't play magic, but there's the next one of the new magic sets that are coming out is Forgotten Realms. My reaction too, friend. My reaction. I tried magic. I tried it, and I guess because I'm old already, I can't get into it.
I used to work with someone that was very much into magic, and he was like, "Oh yeah, then you get like white mana and black mana and green mana, and you got to do this." I'm just like, and like my eyes just immediately glaze over.
I'll tell you something. It is a very, very, very good game. It is. The problem I had is it's so fucking expensive.
I'm just not into card games. I don't know why. Like, I just like the Pokemon trading card game, like Magic, like none of that. I just there's just something about the medium. It just doesn't click with me. Anyways, but yes, I am very glad that they are possibly considering putting more actual dedicated D&D settings back in. A lot of hardcore fans have been, well, I'm not going to say they've been upset that, they've been doing a lot of Magic the Gathering stuff, but it's like you have all these other settings that is a wealth of not resources, but rules and like characters and stories and potential whatnots. Yeah. And it's kind of enough of the players to bring it into the 5e, because if you look up Spelljammer, Google will correct it for you. They'll say, Spelljammer 5e adaptation, and there's like 100 fan-made Spelljammer adaptations. Great architects. That's another thing.
And Willer Mound was fun. Acquisitions Incorporated is fun, but I love the history of D&D, and I want to experience it in 5e because. For us, I don't think I could convince anybody to play the original D&D rule set with me or a D&D with me. Maybe you, Andrew, but I think everybody else would be like, so I'm missing that day.
Do you guys have enough gold to level up? What? You don't?
Shame.
Oh, no. We fought a vampire. It used its vampiric bite to take away 5 of my levels? What?
Shame. Man, it was brutal back then.
Yeah, they didn't fuck around. So, but I mean, with 5e being as huge as it is, because this is the biggest edition. Let's not split any hairs here. There is no reason why they can't throw a couple of books, for the more dedicated fans. Because I mean, it's not like Theros set the world on fire or anything like that. So, but they managed to find a production time and
money,
whatnot. Yeah. So why not? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Give us some Spelljammer, goddammit.
Bring me the dark sun.
Spelljammer or we riot.
I'll burn all my D&D books. No, I won't.
No, I won't.
That's just too expensive. Oh man. You have any other news
outside of D&D?
No, we don't care about it outside of D&D.
I found out I have high blood pressure.
No, nobody cares, Andrew.
I don't actually. I'm fine.
It needs to be RPG related.
No, honestly, RPG related. Not that I can.
Or gaming related, or nerd related.
No. I was gonna say you mentioned something, but we already covered that in the last episode. I don't know. Do you have anything? Do you have any other news?
I've been reading Dune.
No, you said RPG related.
So in Dune, there's this guy, and he.
The awakened has sleeping. Yeah. That's me.
No, but there's something. I feel like I'm forgetting something, and I'm pretty sure as soon as we stop recording, I want to remember it.
Is it the IKEA affordable?
No. I didn't even remember that. It was something else.
It's not important.
It's not that fucker. Well, anyways, I think that's all the time we have for you guys today. Thank you for joining us once again on another episode of A Tug of Opportunity.
Wait a minute. I forgot. It was the preview from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Jesus, I forgot about that. I forgot about that too. What was the subclasses?
It was the Warlock, where it was like the pact of the Genie and the Wild Magic Barbarian.
The Pact of the Genie and the Wild Magic Barbarian.
I can hear Heather going, as soon as I went, wait!
Yeah.
You need to edit where it's like, okay, guys, like, wait!
Yes, I remember now. Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome, I guess.
Well, it's quick. I mean, they did a preview on Psionics are coming, so there's that.
Yeah, that's been confirmed.
Yeah, but yes, there is a. They actually did a. They allow you to do the preview. Oh no, they took it down.
Did they really?
Oh, that sucks.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. All right, never mind. Play the music.
No. Anyways, so yes, we have the Wild Magic Barbarian, and then we have the Genie. What I love, I did a quick read on it. Both classes pretty interesting. But the what I love about the Genie is with an action you can go into your lamp or whatever holds you, and like just like whoop, I'm safe. You can't do anything to me. Now,
if I'm remembering correctly, you're not the Genie, but the Genie is what gave you the power. Right?
So you have the power too.
So someone will be playing as Aladdin.
Yes, of course they will.
And they're gonna have a Genie that's like, well, like you ain't never had a friend like me, and we're copyrighting French.
Damn it! I told you not to sing that song.
I can already hear the lawyers coming up to my door.
Man, they did take it down because they had the preview for both classes. I'm so sad.
What I remember was that because I read it a little bit, was that the Genie, it's like it depends on the Genie that you pick. There's 4 Genies naturally. There's a fire, air, earth, and water Genie, and then depending on which Genie you pick is going to be the spells that you get from that Genie, and naturally it's going to be appropriate. Like the fire one gives you flaming hands. The water one gives you.
I still have it.
Nice try, Wizard of the Coast.
You never get me away from these. I will put it on illegal websites.
I'm gonna print out 1 million flyers.
I'm gonna put them all over my community.
Take them before the man makes me take them down. But yeah, that was actually something, because the Wild Magic Barbarian, I think we've talked about the possibility of that before. I want to say, because that sounds familiar. But the Pact of the Genie, I'm like, I never actually made that connection. Of course a Genie would be able to give like a Warlock his powers,
So you can have a Dao, a Genie, an Ifriti, and a Merid, which is earth, air, fire, water. Then you get a Genie's vessel, which could be an oil lamp, an urn, a ring with a compartment in it, a stopper bottle, a hollow statue, or an ornate lantern. And you get bottled respite. Is that a correct word?
Yeah, respite or respite.
Respite. As an action, you can magically vanish and enter your vessel, which remains in the space you left. The interior of the vessel is an extra dimensional space in the shape of a 20-foot radius cylinder 20 feet high, and resembles your vessel. The interior is comfortable, appointed with cushions and low tables, and is comfortable and is in a comfortable temperature. While inside, you can hear the area around your vessel as if you were in its space. You can remain inside the vessel up to a number of hours equal to twice your proficiency bonus. You exit the vessel early if you use a bonus action to leave. If you die, or if the vessel is destroyed, when you exit the vessel, you appear in an unoccupied space closest to it. Any object left in the vessel remain there until carried out. And if that could be dangerous. And if the vessel is destroyed, every object stored there harmlessly appears in an unoccupied space closest to you. The vessel's former space. once you enter the vessel, you can't enter again until you finish a long rest. Oh, so at least it's not abusable, but you can still break gaming by just hiding things on your vessel.
Well, I mean that it's a portable hole, but it can break.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, let's be honest, like an oil lamp's going to have like what, an AC of 12?
Yeah.
And like 1 HP kind of a thing. Can you imagine? Like you blow up the warlock and all this shit just starts like a chariot.
What if you're like a really tiny room? Like, oh Jesus! Oh man!
A brand new Corvette shows up in the middle of the...
He was using cheat codes.
And then one Abrams tank, that's not even in this game.
Oh man. But yes, we have 2 new classes. Pretty awesome stuff. I can't wait for Tasha's hideous laughter cauldron of everything to come out.
I'm actually that made me proper excited for it.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like take the old, like, because I don't even think they talked about Pact of the Genie in the Unearthed Arcana. Did they?
I didn't see it. It probably was. I don't keep an eye too close on Unearthed Arcana.
But still, it didn't ring any bells. So it's like this is going to be like they're not just repackaging like older stuff and then putting it together. Like this is going to be actual new stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, but yeah, Now this is all the time we have for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us in one more episode. We release new episodes every other Wednesday with random content. Don't get your hopes high, but it's coming.
With random content and quality of content.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's a gamble. It's kind of fun. That's what makes it fun.
You don't know what you're going to tune into. This one could be like underwater for all you know. So.
Yes, but if you want to chill with us more often, we do play online on Twitch and Facebook weekly, and we are going through Descending to Avernus. If you tune in,
I haven't even got to the Avernus yet.
Yeah, if you tune in soon, you might see if the party makes it out of the Dead 3 Cultists dungeon. Maybe not.
I don't think we are. This is going to be really bad.
We'll see what happens.
Oh no.
Yes, but thank you for joining us. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you in a week or 2 weeks. I don't know. Join us, please. Follow us, like us, leave us a review. Tell us that we're doing bad or good, whatever.
Tell us what we're doing bad at, but don't actually give us like tips. Just say what we're bad at, and then let us guess on how to fix it. Be as vague as possible.
Yes, please. We will really appreciate it. But leave 5 stars, no matter what you say.
Just leave comments like "be better." Like, okay.
All right. Thank you for joining us, and you guys have a good night. And as always, keep on gaming, and may the rules be in.
Really?
One day I'll think of a proper outro. 29 episodes in. All right, you guys have a good night.
All right, bye.
Bye.